So, I hear you're interested in buying a house. Congratulations on this vital step towards achieving the American dream. The process of finding, then purchasing a home can be very confusing, but I'm here to help explain it all for you and tell you about the people who can help you along the way. First, buying a home is always a good investment. It's much better than renting because you're basically paying yourself. As each month goes by, you own a little bit more of the house. When you rent, you have nothing to show for your expense. Buying a home is an excellent way to build a powerful credit history. You should compare the cost of buying versus renting. Your very first step in finding a home is to enlist the help of a real estate agent. The licensed real estate agent can assist you through the entire home buying process. There are many complicated steps that must be taken to complete a home purchase. The agent will be able to assist you in the negotiation, the contract completion, the inspections and appraisals, and finally the closing. We'll talk about each one of these steps later on. And the great news about these agents is that they are essentially free. In most real estate transactions, the seller pays the real estate fee, so the agent actually costs you nothing. Here in Kentucky, real estate licenses are subject to very rigorous educational and background requirements. They must continue their education yearly. They must be insured. You, as the buyer, also have federal and state fair housing laws to protect you. Any deposit money you give to the agent must be placed into a special banking account called escrow, where it will be protected. All transactions are subject to the jurisdiction of the Kentucky Real Estate Commission. All of these requirements are designed to protect you. Once you've picked a real estate agent, he'll give you the Consumer Guide to Agency Relationships. This outlines all of the possible agency relationships that are being offered by the real estate agent. You must officially consent to this representation. If you want to be represented, the agent may want you to sign an exclusive buyer agency agreement. That means they will represent only your interest and that you will work exclusively with that agent as well. There could be additional fees associated with this type of representation, so check the paperwork carefully. Typically, this agreement lasts for a predetermined period of time. With the exclusive buyer agency agreement, the agent is now obliged to find properties that fit your chosen guidelines of price and area, and you have obligations to the agent as well. If you find a property that you wish to see, you'll give the address and contact information to your agent, and they in turn will contact the homeowner or the seller's agent to schedule an appointment to show you the house. If you contact the seller or the seller's agent directly, you should tell them that you have an agent working with you. If you do not work through your agent, you may be obligated by contract to pay them the commission they would have earned. The agent now owes you many fiduciary duties: disclosure, accounting of any funds, loyalty, confidentiality, reasonable care and diligence, and obedience to your lawful instructions. This agreement means that the agent works for you and only you. On the other hand, the seller's agent represents only the seller's best interests. It's also possible for the buyer and the seller to be represented by the same agent. This is called dual agency, and it must be disclosed to you, and you must consent to that type of representation in writing. So now you have an agent, and you've told her your preferred price range and neighborhoods. Now you'll start to get info from the agent about homes you might want to buy. You'll soon get a list of homes you might like. The Kentucky Real Estate Commission requires licensees to provide a seller's disclosure form like this one, which outlines any defects in listed property. Here you can see if everything about the house is actually as good as it looks. The seller must list major problems that have occurred with the home and property. Since you are getting closer to actually negotiating a purchase price, the Commission also requires the licensee to provide you with an agency disclosure statement at the time you draft an offer. This disclosure outlines the agency relationship you have just established, and just as importantly, if the agent has a personal, family, or business relationship with the seller. Of course, there is always some amount of negotiation when buying a house. You'll make an offer, the seller may counteroffer, then you'll make another offer. This process continues until both the buyer and the seller agree on a price. Once you've chosen the property to buy, you'll sign a purchase contract. It's important to read this document carefully. You have to give the real estate agent an earnest money deposit with this contract, typically several $1,000s, to demonstrate you're serious about your offer. That becomes part of your down payment on the property. You'll work with numerous licensed professionals as you buy your home. They are independent of each other and provide different services. All are governed by state licensing agencies that require them to follow laws and ethics, and the first person is your real estate agent. You'll need mortgage lenders to help finance your home. You should shop around to receive estimates from several lenders so you can compare closing costs and other expenses associated with each loan. Programs can vary widely. Several down payment assistance programs are available. One lets you use your income tax refund as a down payment on your home. Ask your agent about individual development accounts that can help you with your down payment using your refund. It's also possible to obtain down payment assistance or matching funds through several government agencies and private companies. The Kentucky Housing Corporation and other lenders have several programs available to provide down payment assistance and also offer low-interest loans. Your home will likely cost many thousands of dollars, so homeowners finance their property over many years. A typical mortgage lasts 30 years. This does not mean that you must live in the house for the life of the loan. If you choose, you may sell the house in the future and pay off the mortgage loan through that sale. You would pay off the unpaid balance of the principal of the loan at that time. Some sellers offer the property through a lease option. This means that you would pay an upfront down payment and the rent for several years. You may then be able to purchase the property at an agreed upon price. Please ask your real estate agent about the pros and cons of this method because you don't want to owe more than the property is worth. Owing more than it's worth is being called upside down. If you were upside down, you could lose your down payment if you are unable to purchase the property. You should make your offer for the home contingent on a relatively defect-free home inspection. Many problems can be revealed through the home inspection. Ask your real estate agent for a list of qualified, licensed home inspectors in your area. You can negotiate with the seller to fix any problems identified by the inspector, or you can negotiate a price reduction. The property will also have to be appraised by a licensed appraiser. The appraiser's job is to value the property and to ensure that it is worth at least what you are paying for it. Most loan companies will require an appraisal before they will agree to lend money on the property. The final individual you will deal with is the closing attorney or closing agent, who will process the necessary paperwork to finalize your loan and provide you with the deed to your property. You will attend a closing in which all of the necessary paperwork will be completed, and then you'll be a homeowner. One of the documents you'll sign is a closing statement, often referred to as a HUD-1 statement. This document outlines the expenses involved in the sale, like how much you're paying and how much the seller is receiving. You have a right to see this document 24 hours prior to the closing. Please go over the document with your real estate agent to ensure that it is accurate. Please ask your real estate agent about the benefits of a home warranty and about buyer's title insurance. Both of these items can protect you after your home purchase. At the closing, you will sign numerous papers. All are required to ensure that the process of buying the home was completely legal and fair, and that the county record books now reflect in the deed that you own the house and the land that it sits on. After the closing, you will now be the proud new owner of a piece of the American dream. Congratulations.